But Ohio State, if you're, let's say Jim Harbaugh is still suspended for that game, and Ohio State ends up beating them, upsetting them like 31-28 or whatever. Like, if you're an Ohio State fan, does that really get all the pressure off Ryan Day and all this
absolutely
stuff?
It does. Oh, please, let me speak on behalf of Ohio State fans. All it takes is just 1/10 of a point better than Michigan, and what it proves is that Michigan only beat Ryan Day over the last 2 years because of the cheating. That's it.
But there's no.
That's what's
again,
at stake.
But Jim Harbaugh's not coaching in that game. If I say
there is no other piece of stakes on this game than that. And I say this knowing that this means the winner moves on to the Big Ten championship game and potentially the loser is out in the college football playoffs. That's just the 2023 stakes. I'm talking about legacy stakes, all-time stakes, argument stakes. All it takes is for Ohio State to beat Michigan by one infinitesimal
whether Jim Harbaugh's
tenth of a
there or
point.
not.
Whether Jim Harbaugh's there or not, it proves, the reason why we've gotten our ass kicked the last 2 years, the reason why, to forget about the whole idea of not being able to stop Donovan Edwards or Aiden Hutchinson. We could go on and on about the line of scrimmage argument that Michigan dominated in front of everyone to see. Doesn't matter. Ohio State beat Michigan this year. Doesn't matter if Jim's there or not. It's because Michigan was cheating. And everything that Connor Stallions did was 100% with Jim Harbaugh's knowledge, and everything that they did every step of the way, from buying the tickets to shooting the video to taking the video and discerning off the video what they were doing with the play calling, and then in the moment, in real time, when they did it, it was all worked pristinely. Never once did it fall apart or they got the wrong information or the video was shaky. Never once. That is what is at stake if Ohio State beats Michigan by any stretch of the imagination.
So the flip side of this,
Yes.
as I infer from you, is that whether Sharon Moore is the head coach or Jim Harbaugh, if Michigan wins, and let's say Michigan covers, whatever it's going to be, let's say Michigan wins 28-20, then does that invalidate everything else from the last 2 years?
Absolutely.
That's where we're at?
Invalidate what? That because, hold on a second. Michigan has not lost since Connor Stallions has been ripped out root and branch and sent packing with all of his vacuum cleaners and everything else. They have not lost. They have actually, everybody's been given a heads up for weeks.
But this is the first.
For
This
weeks,
was the first
they've
really
had
good opponent
weeks,
they played.
Correct, fine. But if Michigan was so inept over those years that they needed to cheat in order to actually not lose a Big Ten game, and by the way, forget the fact that some of these games against Ohio State, Michigan was losing. Forget the fact that Rutgers beat him on one play earlier this year, to go up early. And forget all those moments where these systems clearly didn't work or weren't completely effective. Forget all of that. They cheated. Paul Feinbaum thinks that this guy's the worst human being on the planet. We're seeing that on ESPN. All of that gets flipped if Michigan goes the rest of the way without the system ripped out root and branch. You don't believe so? You don't believe so? It doesn't remove the fact that they should be held responsible for it when an investigation's fully complete. Doesn't mean that they shouldn't receive criticism or scorn for it. But what it does remove are any asterisks in anything that Michigan needed it in order to be dominant. How does winning the rest of the way not communicate that?
I think this is like nothing can be that cut and dry. I totally get where you're coming from.
Okay.
I feel like I cannot wait for this game. I cannot wait to go there for Thanksgiving. I feel like it's going to be the last scene from Slapshot, where you're having such a there was a part. So I think we did talk about this like a month ago. So Notre Dame game, Ohio State wins there, and Ryan Day, very emotional. Where's Lou Holtz? And it's Ohio State versus everybody.
Yeah.
Being on that sideline, the Michigan sideline, right before kickoff and right after, there was definitely T-shirts
and
or
Penn State,
sweatshirts. Yes, I'm sorry. Penn State. There were Michigan versus everybody. With the possible exception of when Cam Newton was Superman for Auburn, I cannot remember now there might have been a Jerry Tarkanian UNLV team that's pre my time covering the sport, but I can't remember an elite team that had this much of like feeling like we are against the establishment right now. Like Miami definitely had that, you know, when Jimmy Johnson was there, when Dennis Erickson was there. But Miami was like an independent. This is Michigan against the Big Ten. So much so, and again, I hesitated to bring this part up, just like being there. I remember thinking one of the first series of the game at Penn State, it's like a 4th and 3 for Michigan, and Penn State gets a running into the kicker penalty, running into the punter penalty.
Oh, they picked up the
and
flag.
they picked up the flag.
And Fox didn't show the replay. I'll be honest, I heard about it through so many of my friends, and they're like, where was it? And then I looked at it.
Through an unbiased eye, and you said?
No, through an unbiased eye. I swear to you, through an unbiased eye. I'm at the craft party in Germany. I'm watching this on my phone and scrubbing it back. And I didn't see it. And I did think to myself, okay.
I didn't see
him being shoved into him.
Oh, okay.
I didn't see that to pick up a flag.
But
pick up a flag.
Yeah, the part that I wondered about was after that, thinking it was a 5-yard penalty, and then you get a first down, and it's basically a turnover. It's a turnover.
Right, correct.
This is where we're at with Michigan and the Big Ten right now, where every call is going to be questioned because now the way this language and the AD Ward Manual issued, maybe it was an hour before kickoff, like a scorching statement about the Big Ten.
Yes, he did.
And I was just like, oh, my goodness, this is nasty.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.